No more deciding who goes first and all that.
Right, I'll go first.
No.
Oh, okay. No.
Let's see. Just pulled up the Prem schedule. Welcome to Much Ado About Nothing.
Where we talk about a lot and we talk about nothing.
I'm a Canadian.
And I'm Melf. Buddy the Elf.
What's your favorite color?
Blue. No, red.
Yeah.
And much like Freddie Dude's career, will probably be irrelevant in
3 weeks. Give it 3 weeks time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Past results of the last Premiership weekend.
Yes.
It was a good weekend.
It was. It was
a very good
interesting weekend.
Yeah.
Couple red cards. Couple
Goals,
draws.
couple
few
losses,
goals.
couple wins.
Yeah. So start from the tippy top. Arsenal 2.
Oh yeah.
Leicester 0.
Dude, Arsenal. I actually watched some of this game.
Oh, why were you up
for
that
some
early?
reason. I think I was feeling a little masochistic.
That's fair.
And yeah, Arsenal looks so much better than Leicester.
Yeah.
They're on a good
Arsenal
streak, man.
in like the top 6 now? Yeah, they're in sixth
place
spot.
Yeah, they have been on a
Just behind y'all on goal difference.
streak.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they started the season very poorly, and I don't know. Aaron Ramsdale did have a fantastic game. He is the only. I feel like Aaron Ramsdale is kind of papering over some of the cracks in Arsenal.
Yeah, I think so
I'm still
too.
not convinced by Arsenal.
Me neither. But however, you have a keeper who he came from where? Sunderland? Or no, that's delete that.
No, Ramsdale.
Ramsdale came from
Sheffield
United.
Yeah.
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 He had a lot of work to do at Sheffield.
Yeah.
So he's used to playing in teams like Arsenal.
Yeah.
Dude, so a hilarious moment about this match. Peter Schmeichel tweeted.
Oh yeah.
Peter Schmeichel tweeted best save I've seen from Ramsdale in the last like 10 years or something like that.
Or, no, it's like best save I've seen.
Yeah.
In
the
long
last
time.
like 10 years
Yeah.
from Ramsdale.
Yeah.
And then somebody below that tweeted his son was on the pitch.
Yeah. No, that was
Which is just terrific banter. But
Love it.
nonetheless, it was an amazing save.
Yeah, I mean he
Full extension, got across and tapped the ball up.
Yeah.
Kudos to Arsenal though, man. They looked good. They looked way better than Leicester did.
Yeah. Leicester. I mean, we were kind of like, I don't know, because both teams are kind of unpredictable this year. But yeah, good win for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Watford 0, Southampton 1.
Huge result for Southampton, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, Watford just came off a big week, but
I
they
knew
are
it
bottom
wasn't
of the.
gonna last.
No,
It
of course
wasn't.
not. But Southampton has been in terrible form.
Yeah.
They are struggling for points. They're down what? 14th?
They're in 14th.
They're in
Yeah.
14th after that win. I'm relatively certain they were in.
They were in like
17th,
I
or
think
18th.
Leeds were in 17th.
which they still are.
Yeah. But they did get a win.
They
which
did.
we'll get to.
And so yeah, big win for Southampton. I don't know. What was it? What
Oh, it
was
was
the
Shea
goal?
Adams. That was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a well-taken goal, too.
It was, and they basically just held on after that. They scored
Yeah.
in the 28th minute.
20th, I think.
20th. There you go.
Yeah,
20th minute and just held out from there.
Yeah. Next up, we had Liverpool 2, Brighton 2.
I didn't watch the match, but I'm sure you did.
I did. It
Yeah.
was Brighton deserved that result for the way that they played and the way that we didn't.
Okay, so that was more the tail of the tape.
Yeah.
You guys
No,
got
I
it.
think honestly, I don't know. It was one of those things. They equalized. I think in like it was the last quarter of the game ish, and it was coming. It was coming.
You guys were up 2-0?
We were up 2-0, quick fire.
Yeah.
But Brighton had the first big chance, first couple big chances of the match.
Okay.
And they were already. They came in with a game plan. They came in with tactics. Graham Potter, I think, is going to do very good things. I'm a big fan of Graham Potter. Graham Potter.
Harry Potter!
Graham Tartar.
Oh. Wonderful dish.
Oh, there goes our.
Oh, no, we don't have a sponsor for this video.
It's this one again.
I'm sick of him.
I know.
This has been around for too long.
Yeah.
Worn and tattered.
Yeah, no, Graham Potter is gonna do. He already is doing good things.
He is, and if he goes elsewhere,
Yeah.
I think he will continue to do well.
Yeah. He's a very intelligent coach, and he does things very similar in a way to how like Klopp does, as far as like being involved and
charismatic.
The players are more than just players; they're people. That's how he approaches a lot of the kind of stuff. So
it shows in their performances, man. Especially this season. This season, Brighton have obviously they're out kicking their coverage. They're boxing above their wrestling above their weight class or whatever it is.
But no, Henderson and Mane, good goals. Henderson's especially.
I saw Henderson's. It was very well taken.
Yeah.
Keeper didn't move.
Nope. And we were 2-0 up in the 24th minute. And we had some good chances that Brighton saved one or two of them that were really good chances. So it was I can't really fault him for that. Then there was some other decision making that was just like, no, what are you doing? Naby Keita went off with an injury.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
Jeez,
so on the balance of everything, with how well Brighton were attacking the ball and taking it to us, we didn't really have much of a presence in midfield. Even when we did take Keita off for Ox, we need our linchpin. We need Fabinho.
So that
Fabinho
was one thing.
Is like so. It's like between him and Salah and Alisson and Van Dijk, obviously. Like for first name on the team sheet.
I think so. This is one question that I want to ask you.
Yeah. No questions. God. All right. Bring him. Come on. This is a respectable show. All right.
No, it isn't.
Let us know in the comments if this is a respectable show or not.
It isn't.
What's your question?
Comment. So this is a question that I wanted to wait to ask you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, and I don't want to call it reliance on Fabinho, but there is a noticeable gap of when he's not playing for you guys. Obviously, it's good to have like such an influential player. However, it sort of feels like your midfield relies on him in order to perform well.
That is an interesting question. If you have first of all, we beat you 5-0 without Fabinho. I think that, okay. I mean, yeah, you guys were trash, but we can perform without him. Mm-hmm. I would just rather not.
Yeah.
I think if you have somebody as quality in a single position as Fabinho is at CDM for us, any team is going to struggle without their... I don't see it as a reliance on him. It's just he brings so much more to it.
Fair enough. Yeah, good point. Okay.
So, but he's back in training, I hope. Fingers crossed. I think we can still get the job done against Atletico Madrid midweek without him. I will. The only reason I say that, if this was like the last match week of the Champions League and we had to win in order to have a chance of going through to the knockouts,
right,
I'd be like, let's play him. I don't care.
Like no matter what, yeah.
But because we are so far in front in our group, we do have that time. Obviously, I would rather have it wrapped up sooner than later, going through the knockouts. But we do have a little bit of breathing room.
You do.
And I don't want to rush him. I don't know the full extent of his injury. Obviously the physicians have a much better understanding of what's going on than I do. Weird. I know.
No, I don't believe that.
But I would like to have him in. If not, I don't think it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
I think we still have enough time to... We'll either have enough quality to beat them, or we have enough time to make up for it later on in the group.
That's a fair... I agree with that, yeah.
I kind of am also like... Yeah, I want him back, but I would rather not push it and then be like... let's have them totally ready for the weekend against West Ham.
Yeah, and West Ham are in good form, man.
They are.
They're in very good form, and they've.
Them.
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay, cool. Yeah, enough about Liverpool.
Yep. Next up, we had Newcastle 0, Chelsea 3.
This was a pretty easy game, from what I understand.
Obvious. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Man City 0, Crystal Palace 2.
Let's not move on from that.
City with a red card.
Uh-huh.
Palace doing bits.
So.
Zaha with a 6th-minute goal to put them on the front foot.
Who got sent off? Laporte
on the stroke of halftime.
Yeah. City. So this is City's pretty much since opening day of the Prem. This is their first slip up.
First big slip up. I mean, they've tied a couple.
They have, but this is their second loss, I believe.
Yeah, it's their second loss.
They should be 6-2-2.
6-2-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is their second loss, and it comes to a Crystal Palace side, which again is in this weird, like limbo of almost resurgence.
Yeah.
And almost. Sometimes it feels like they're in a resurgence, and sometimes it feels like they're barely hanging on.
Yeah.
Like it seems like week in and week out, it seems like Vieira could lose his job, or he's the man to take them forward for the next X amount of seasons.
Yeah.
Now their result against City, it first of all was at the Etihad.
Yeah. Which was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And so they were already down a goal before they conceded their second, correct? Or did they concede?
They were.
Yeah. Okay. So it was 1-0.
Yeah, it was 1-0
until the 88th minute.
Yeah.
Which Conor Gallagher, by the way,
he's doing good.
He is he's a quality player. He's on loan from Chelsea, isn't he?
Yes.
Which pisses me off because Gallagher's Chelsea's just gonna get another fantastic. They will recall him from loan next season.
Yeah.
And he's getting fantastic minutes at Chelsea, and clearly.
I was like, who is R. Hernandez? That's Rodri.
Oh.
I was like,
Rodrigo. Yeah.
No, Rodri for City.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. So Conor Gallagher is getting amazing minutes, and he's going to go back to Chelsea and play next season. I'm fairly confident in that.
Yeah.
Because Tuchel's sitting there looking at them, or at Gallagher, and he's got to be over the moon.
Yeah.
You know, he's seeing this guy develop, score goals, create chances, be dangerous. He's an influence on the pitch. Quite honestly, he's a fucking nuisance.
Yeah.
To the other teams, and he's energetic. He's young. He's full of fire.
He's everything that people thought Todd Cantwell was, including the hair.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but no, I mean, all credit to Palace. I think, as we've kind of mentioned and talked about and mused upon throughout this season, is like they're not as bad as I thought they were going to be under Patrick Vieira.
I agree. I thought they were going to be pretty bad as well. I think you had them as relegation candidates, didn't you?
I think so.
That was like before the season started.
Yeah. But like having Patrick Vieira
been pretty surprising, man.
Putting some work in, obviously with the tactics, and they just look like a better side than they did with Roy Hodgson.
I agree. I do want to take a second and make a quick note about the constant and enduring problem is that Wilfried Zaha, among probably every among every single player of color in the Premier League, suffered a lot of racist abuse online after he scored against them. And
did that happen again?
Yeah. Yeah. There's been a lot of coverage about this, so it's absolutely unbelievable. It has to stop. Well, please, just do whatever you can.
I would say it is unfortunately believable.
Oh, it is. It is entirely.
Because people are terrible.
Yes, but you have an instance like this, and where Wilfried Zaha, he's a soccer player, man. He's a football player. He's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's making a wonderful living for his family. He's winning for his team. He's
like
scoring goals for his team.
There are many other ways to insult a person.
He's like, good lord.
Than just by stooping to that level.
I get that. And I get that. Like
but
players,
it's banter. No, it's not.
It's not banter.
That's not banter.
It's racism is not banter. And yeah. big statement from Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah.
We don't like racists.
No.
We condone punching Nazis.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
So don't be racist. Anyway, City 2, Palace.
No.
Damn it!
You were so
Anyway,
close. So close.
City 0, Palace 2.
There we go.
Red card. Get in.
Yes.
Here we go.
Burnley 3, Brentford 1.
Did not see this coming.
Yeah, no, this was kind of. I think this was the shock result for me. This weekend.
It was, man. Yep. Forgot. It just came and went.
Oh.
Much like Freddie Adu's career.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, no, reacts, come off.
No. No, it's not. It's. Do you want me to?
No, it's fine.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Turf Moor. Apparently, Burnley haven't won there since January, which is hilarious.
Turf Moor is an absolute fortress.
Yeah. I think
Like turf last week.
Brentford, they started strong, and I think that was our sponsor. Turf Moor,
Also our sponsor.
or not Turf Moor, Burnley. That's the team name.
Yeah.
They obviously they're a tough team to play against. It's the Sean Dyche way. Brentford started strong, took some people by surprise, and I don't think. Yeah, I think this is starting to get into the territory of like, are they losing that spark? Are they coming back down to earth, or is this a blip? Because they've had a couple results recently.
Specifically this one.
Yeah.
So I heard there's a YouTube streamer that I watch by the name of Nick28T. He's a huge YouTube streamer. He's a Twitch streamer and a YouTuber, and he does FIFA stuff, and he's a huge Leeds fan. He's Canadian.
Hey. No offense with my Canadian get up. Because he's definitely going to watch this. So
Yeah, no, I hope he does. I'm going to send it straight to him.
Here you go.
Nick, huge fan of your channel, man. Keep doing your thing. Anyway, but he mentioned that Leeds was suffering from, they were out of their first season in the Prem Wonder, and they're suffering from second season syndrome.
For sure.
And so now I think maybe Brentford is kind of losing a little bit of steam from their wonderful start off their promotion. Maybe. Who knows? Burnley's a tough team.
Yeah.
Brentford is not by any means an established Premier League team.
No.
So this is not necessarily a shock result in terms of table, in terms of
things.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things. However, in terms of form, and in terms of the teams who are playing each other being Burnley and Brentford in this season, I would have expected Brentford to put up a better fight and win this game.
I mean, because Burnley are still technically in the relegation.
They are, which is a huge win for them, by the way. I don't really care about. I don't want them in the Prem necessarily. But Brentford are where at now in the standings? I think they're still
12th.
12th. So they're in. Yeah.
I mean, they're 3 points outside of. Well, they're 2
10.
points outside of the top 10.
Okay,
They're 3 points outside of 9th.
Which is good for them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
However, bit of a shock result considering the way things have gone this season.
Yeah. I still believe in Brentford. I do
too.
think they're gonna finish somewhere in between, like.
I would like to see them finish in the top 10.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Big for
I think
them,
mid-table
safe from relegation would be a huge win for them.
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely.
There you go.
So yeah, moving on.
Then we come to the match of the weekend.
Your match of the weekend.
The bounce back.
El SACKICO.
El SACKICO.
Tottenham 0.
Spurs 0. Man United 3. What a bounce back from Man United. However, it has to be said, Spurs have not been good. However, there are some things that I'd like to point out in this game. So, the irony would be the first thing. So, there's been a lot of talk about Solskjaer losing his job as a result of Man United's form and as a result of the game against Liverpool.
Yep.
And so Antonio Conte, as we all know, if you keep up with Twitter, was the man tipped to take his place.
Yeah.
So there have been a lot of tweets, a lot of things going around saying Solskjaer masterclass. 8 moves ahead in a chess game. So the irony is that Solskjaer was basically tipped to be replaced by Conte if they lost this game. So he goes ahead, changes his formation. We beat Spurs. I'm going to say convincingly because it was a convincing game.
Yeah.
We were much better. We looked good.
You actually looked like
we looked convincing.
How to play.
Exactly. Yeah. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't used to it.
No.
But now Antonio Conte is pretty much going to take the Tottenham job.
Nuno got sacked.
Nuno got sacked yesterday,
Yeah.
which if you're watching, we are is about 6:30.
6:40.
6:40 Eastern time in the U.S. Nuno was sacked yesterday as a result of that game and the poor form. Just after 4 months.
That game was Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Nuno
so
was sacked
he was
yesterday.
sacked yesterday.
Correct.
Yep.
Yep. So there's a little bit of funny irony there, and
I'm sorry to be a stickler. I think it was actually early this morning.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Early this morning our time.
Sure.
But anyways.
Yep. England. Yeah. Over in England, he was sacked yesterday.
Yeah.
Sunday. Solskjaer has done it again. He's avoided the sack by getting another manager sacked and getting the manager that was going to replace him to take that place.
Yeah, that's so weird.
So, in terms of Man United, I'm very happy with the result. Obviously, Spurs didn't play well. Yeah. However, there have been plenty of times in the Premier League, Man United included, to where the other team doesn't play well and it's not taken advantage of.
Yeah.
The formation was changed. Hard decisions were made. Greenwood was dropped. Rashford didn't start. No. Jadon Sancho didn't start. And he went.
Donny Van de Beek didn't start.
Van de Beek didn't start.
Wow.
Huge change.
Oh my god.
No minutes either, which is the first time we've seen that this season. So he went with the old heads up top, man. He let Ronaldo and Cavani do their thing. Yep. They both scored. Ronaldo scored and assisted. And then he did the unthinkable and made reasonable substitutions and managed their time well. And then he brought on Rashford, who I have to say, shut up. I have to say, I'm so proud of Rashford for coming back from his injury so amazingly strong. Yeah. I think he's played a total of 90 minutes in his 3 appearances, and he scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
He came back and scored on his debut in the Champions League. He came back and scored on his debut to the Premier League, and now he came back as a sub and put the nail in the coffin against Spurs. So it's so amazing to see Rashford back, man. I've got his jersey. He's just an amazing person on and off the pitch. And he turned 24 yesterday as well. So happy birthday, Rashford. Well done. Can't sing your praises enough. Because you're clearly watching this.
I'm just glad Ollie got a win to keep him on
the job
long enough to just run you guys further into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure.
Next up, we got Norwich 1, Leeds United 2. This was a must-win, honestly, for both, but I think more so for Leeds. Because let's be realistic, Norwich City are not staying up this year.
They're not.
Leeds are, they're still in 17th.
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting some clearance between the relegation zone, getting a little bit of separation there. And Leeds, it was a little bit touch and go.
It was very touch and go, actually. Rodrigo got the winner.
All 3 goals were scored within 4 minutes.
Yep.
Rafinha in the 56th. Omo Bamadelli. Omo Bamadelli? Sure.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, would you buy my deli? I'm probably not going to leave that in.
You should.
North scored in the 58th. And then Leeds score again through Rodrigo in the 60th.
I think there were a couple of scares. There were 4-2-2 at the end of the game. Again, going back to this YouTuber that I watch, Nick28T, he is a huge Leeds fan.
Yep.
And he was live streaming during the game, and it was hilarious because he was just he was just all out of sorts.
All out of sorts.
But so again, just like you said, must win for Leeds, and they did it.
Yeah.
Rafinha, I think, has had an issue with injuries this evening.
This evening.
That Rafinha, I'm pretty sure, has had an issue with injuries this season. Also, Patrick Bamford has been injured for quite a while.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they've had injury issues with Matthias Klick, which is why, if I'm not wrong, Strauch, who is normally a midfielder, has been playing as center back.
Yeah.
And so they had a Liverpool situation going on to where their center backs were out.
Yeah.
And then so Strauch has been playing out of midfield, so their midfield suffered. Yeah. this is just a little bit of the minuscule amount of Leeds insight that I have. But I'm assuming that that's pretty much what's going on.
not doing a damn thing.
He got an assist, I think. And also, Calvin Phillips came back from injury, which is actually pretty big news.
Calvin Phillips played 90. He had a pretty solid appearance.
So he got 90 minutes under his belt, which is good for Leeds.
And whenever I think it was Rodrigo's goal, the second goal for Leeds. Tim Krul had a bit of a curious moment where it just kind of like slipped through his hands.
And
the announcers were like, "Oh, what a cruel moment for Tim Krul," and I was like, "Ha!"
Well done, announcers.
Yeah, it is a bit cruel, but that's the way she goes. Ozan Kabak, I'm so glad we didn't sign him. He had an awful game. I'm pretty sure it was his like bad. He either like took way too much. I don't remember. It was either took way too much time on the ball, and then it got stripped, or he made a bad pass. I can't remember which it was for Leeds' second goal.
Yeah. And then it went through Krul's hands pretty much.
Yeah, it was just unconvincing.
The celebration from Rodrigo, if you watched it, he was not expecting to score.
Yeah.
But he was very happy that it went in, obviously. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said.
Anyhow.
Yep. Next match.
And you've said a lot of dumb things.
I have.
So, 2 more matches for this past weekend. Aston Villa 1, West Ham 4. These are two teams. These are two teams going in opposite directions this season.
Very much so. Villa's in poor form.
Yeah, they are. They had a red card too.
Yep. I'm fairly certain it was after.
It was after
they were down by.
It was
at
2-1.
Least 2? Okay. Okay. So there you go.
And then Fornals and Bowen put the nails in the coffin.
Yeah.
Declan Rice had a phenomenal game.
He did. He's starting to change my mind about him.
Yeah. I wasn't convinced. Everybody was like, "Oh, Declan Rice." Like, I was like, "Why is he playing? Why do you have Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips who have similar profiles, similar play styles? Like, why are you having both of them, Southgate? Why are you having both of them in the midfield and leaving Henderson off?"
Yeah, starting to change my mind about Declan Rice, man.
Declan Rice for sure. Yeah.
Like this game, I feel like was the embodiment of what everybody thinks and expects of Declan Rice. Yeah. Dominant box to box, he scores a goal. Man. Yeah, there you go. West Ham absolutely demolished Villa. 4-1.
Up into 4th spot.
Yep, 4th place.
Were they in 4th spot?
They were not. They were in.
No, they would have been in 4th
Oh
spot.
no, they were. Yeah. They retained their
tied
spot.
City.
They actually gained ground on City.
Yeah, since City lost.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, man, West Ham are on the up and up, and Villa, man, I don't want to obviously just attribute it to the absence of Jack Grealish, but Villa missed Jack Grealish, man.
You can't
you lose a player like that at a club like that.
Jack Grealish is one of those players that you can't buy a direct replacement for because he does and offers so much,
especially for a club like Villa, man. He's one of those.
He's why they got promoted into the. He's a huge part of why they got promoted into the Prem, why they stayed up.
Huge part of why they stayed, yeah.
And then why they were looking so good last year.
Yep, I agree.
So, like, they had to bring in, like, 3 different players just to kind of cope with what he offers.
And it's still
not. You can't, like, take one player off and then put 3 more on because then you will have more than 11 people on the pitch, and that's illegal.
That doesn't make sense.
I'll explain it to you when you're older. But, yeah, no... So far, for West Ham, so far so good for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah. They've had a couple slip-ups here and there. They play midweek again, so it'll be interesting.
In Europe. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how they do on the weekend.
They will.
Rounding out match day 10 of the Premier League. This match ended like an hour ago. Wolves 2, Everton 1.
Wolves won it in the first half.
Yeah.
Everton were... they were terrible, but Wolves were very good in the first half, man.
I think Everton did well to come back as much as they did.
I agree.
And they credit to them, they put the pressure on, I think a little bit too late.
Yeah, I think it was around the 64th minute to where the announcers were like, kind of saying that Everton's starting to get into the game.
Yeah.
And when you're an hour into the game and down 2-0, and you just start to get into it, it's too little too late. But in the first half, it was extremely eventful. Goal called off for offsides for Wolves. Pickford made 2 huge saves.
Yep.
So they could have easily been down 3-0 or 5-0 in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like if it had been 5-0 at half or 4-0, 3-0 at half, I wouldn't have been surprised.
No.
Then they made a halftime sub. Benitez did, and brought on Fabian Delph, who oddly changed the game.
Yeah.
Wolves were trying to protect what they had, and they did.
Yeah.
Effectively, that's pretty much the tail of the tape.
Yeah. For the all the results on Saturday, except for the Chelsea Newcastle,
we were dead wrong about.
We were completely wrong about like all of them, which is great. That's fun. That's why they play games, right?
Nice sorties.
Let's just hop right into it. We got some European action this week. Not going to talk about it,
but
give us like another month or so after group stages.
Match day 11.
This one goes to 11.
Start off with Villa and Southampton. Villa are in poor form and need to bounce back. Southampton could do. They could do to win this game, man. It's at St. Mary's. I think it's there for the taking. For the
taking.
For the typing. It's there for the taking for Southampton, man. They need to win this game.
Are in 14th and Villa are in 15th. Interesting. 1 point separating the two sides.
Yeah, man.
Both of the negatives on the goal difference.
We'll see what happens. I think Southampton being at home, I think they'll take this one. Probably by a goal.
Who did Villa get sent off? Oh, Konsa. I don't think that'll be a huge miss for them.
Is he a center back?
I think he's one of their midfielders.
Okay.
I could be mistaken. I can. Oh yeah, no, he's a center back.
Center back. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see Southampton win this one.
I would too.
Yeah.
I think they will.
Saturday, early morning, 8:30.
The big one. Manchester derby.
Yes. United.
City versus United at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
The first thing I'll say about this is I expect Ole to go back to the 5 at the back.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely looked a lot better, much more convincing. And as long as we play well defensively and we make the right substitutions, I think we have a good chance.
As long as you score more goals than they do, I think you guys will win.
That too. If we do, then we will. It's gonna be a tough game for us, man. This is gonna be a very, very telling game as to where the players and the manager are at and where the club's at.
Yeah. This
is
will
going
be
to be
more indicative of what needs to change if things do need to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Than this past weekend's result.
Which I think they will. I think we're going to continue our and take a lot from last weekend's win, and especially in the new formation. I don't care.
City are always dangerous whenever
they're always dangerous when they lose.
When they lose,
of course. However, I think it's going to be a United win. It's in front of the fans. We have a lot to prove. This is going to be another really big game in our stretch of very big games. We have Atalanta in Italy midweek. It's tomorrow.
Yep.
And so, we're gonna have a lot going on. But I think we're gonna come out strong, and I think we're gonna take this one.
Nah, I don't see it. And that's not just me being biased.
It is, but it's all right.
I mean, I am biased, but that's not why I'm saying that City are going to win it.
Okay.
Honestly, I just want the pitch itself to implode. I don't want any of the supporters. There's been enough disasters. But I just want the ground to swallow up all the players.
Right.
So that's what I'm pulling for. I could see a draw. I don't see you guys winning it. I just don't. I haven't seen enough from you. One game does not make a turnaround.
Absolutely. 2 games could, especially against City.
Let's see. We got Chelsea and Burnley. Chelsea take it.
I think so too.
It's at
Stamford
Bridge.
Yeah, I think Chelsea take it as well. I hope Burnley just kind of kick the crap out of them, and maybe they'll scrape out a draw. We'll see.
Yeah,
I don't see them winning it.
It's time for Chelsea to start dropping points.
Yep, agreed.
They are 3 points ahead of us.
Crystal Palace and Wolves. This could be a very, very good game.
I think this might be the game I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
Outside of actually,
obviously.
Liverpool's match is a pretty good matchup too.
Yeah, obviously. But Crystal Palace and Wolves is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. They're both in a decent place.
Yeah.
Wolves are in very good form.
Yeah.
4 wins and 1 draw their last 5 games.
Yeah, they moved up to 7th today.
They did indeed. So they are pushing for the top 4 at this point. Is this at Selhurst Park?
No, this is yes.
It is.
Yeah,
okay,
is
so Crystal Palace are at home.
They just came off a big win.
They did
over City
against City. So I think this is going to be a draw. I think it's going to be an intriguing game, and I think there's going to be a couple of goals in it. I could see another one of those classic 2-2 draws, or
1-1, 2-2,
1-1, 2-2,
3-3, 4-4, 5-5.
Yeah. Could you imagine? 6-6 draws.
FIFA crap.
My
right
official prediction for this game.
Brentford, they're going to get back in the win column against Norwich.
They will.
I don't see Norwich.
I'm
tired of saying the same thing every week about Norwich, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Brentford win 3-1.
I think it's going to be like 3-0, 2-0. I don't see Norwich scoring.
No. They did score. How many goals have they scored? 3?
Not enough.
All season? 3. They've scored 3 goals all season. We're a quarter of the way through the season. Brighton, Newcastle. I'm pretty sure Brighton have got this. Newcastle haven't signed a new head coach yet, have they?
No, they've got the interim manager, that guy.
I think it was Steve Bruce's assistant or something, right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. With the way that Brighton are playing this season, they're definitely taking this one. It's at the MX.
Yep.
Agreed. They played really, really well against us.
They did.
They've played really well against other teams. That's why they're in 5th. Oh,
8th.
They dropped down to 8th.
They did.
But there's 1 point separating them from 5th.
They've had a couple of draws. I think they're 4-4 in terms of wins and draws.
4-4-2.
So, yeah. I see Brighton taking this as well.
Yep. Everton, Tottenham.
Boy, 2 teams in very poor form. So I don't know who the interim manager for Tottenham is. However,
I've heard it's Ryan Mason, unless they.
Oh, the same guy.
Yeah.
Probably. From what I remember, last time when they sacked Mourinho, I think Ryan Mason had a couple good results with them.
Not his first match.
No.
Because that was the League Cup final or semifinal or something, and then they lost it.
Yeah.
And he did nothing to convince me.
Wow.
But, anyways, I see Everton taking it. Honestly, I don't know. I want to throw.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're right there. They're 9th and 10th.
Yeah, I think.
Let's call it a draw. I'm gonna call
it a draw. I think Spurs are gonna win this.
They have the better players.
They do. On paper, they should be winning it.
They should be. But
there you go.
Rafa Benitez masterclass incoming. Now, if Tottenham if Conte is signed right now and he has half a week to train with the players,
it's
still a big ask. I think they'll probably have an interim
they will.
manager, but
it's just someone who knows the players and who's been there, and I think Tottenham take this though.
That's fair. Leeds United, Leicester City.
Interesting. This is at Ellen Road as well.
Yeah.
Leeds and Leicester.
Take it, man.
This is just like this is like the elastic band that Leicester is.
Yeah.
They go back and forth. They lose a game, they win a game. They have good performances and bad performances. I'd love to see Leeds win this game.
I think I would too.
Back-to-back wins, and against a team like Leicester as well. This would be amazing for them. However, I think the best they'll get is a draw. Leeds.
Yeah, maybe. I see Leicester taking this pretty handily. I don't have anything else to say about it. Arsenal, Watford. Come on, Watford! Come on, Watford!
Come on.
Claudio Ranieri. I think Arsenal are gonna win.
I think so too. I think
All right.
I don't think that's gonna be
Moving
an
on.
issue for them.
Last match of the week: West Ham, Liverpool.
Yeah. At London Stadium.
At London Stadium.
Lots
full
of bubbles.
This could be another interesting match. I'm expecting something similar to the Brighton match, honestly.
Yeah.
Obviously their play styles are very different, but like just their quality and what they've been doing this year are both pretty similar. I mean, they're in a similar spot in the standings. They're like, it's literally, I think, 1 point between them.
Yeah.
Between West Ham and
I think
Brighton.
it's Brighton and West Ham are two teams that have been punching above their weight.
Yeah.
Also, West Ham have to deal with Europe midweek, and so they'll rotate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
There's one win between the two. There's not one,
okay.
one point. There's 3 points between the two. But
anyways, I think it'll be a good game regardless.
I mean,
I'm gonna say that prediction-wise, if Liverpool score first, then I think Liverpool will win. However, if this gets drawn out, to nobody's scored or it's tied in the 60th, 65th minute, something like that.
Yeah.
I have no idea what'll happen, to be honest, at that point. It could be a draw, but I expect Liverpool to win this game.
Me too.
However, the way things have been going, I could see a draw.
Yeah. I'm not... Obviously, from my point of view, I'm like, yeah, of course we're going to win. From like a realistic point of view, I'm just like...
It's going to be a tough game, man.
It is going to be a tough game.
Away from home at West Ham isn't easy, especially in the form that they're in.
Yeah.
Their goal-scoring form's good. They've just been playing good football.
I think, like I said earlier, if we have Fabinho back for this match, I think he makes such a big difference.
He does.
He makes such a big difference.
He does,
yeah. We didn't do enough against Brighton, and I think the players know that. I know Jurgen Klopp knows that, and I know he's going to make sure his players know it if they don't already. Like, that's not good enough. We're going for it all this season.
Yeah.
I think you can see that with...
We're
into the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, which I think is the farthest Klopp has ever gotten.
And the Who Cares About Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, not that means anything.
Well, I mean, it does mean something.
But it's just like we are firing on all cylinders. Like, if it wasn't for Chelsea, we would be top of the league.
And that's just not how it works, is it?
No, it's not. But, no, Chelsea have been, I think...
You've gotten nothing both times.
My point being, in all competitions, we're doing really, really well.
Yeah, agreed. We will see what happens.
And West Ham, come on, let's be real. They're not going to finish in the top 4
Can't wait
this
for you
year.
guys to lose.
We might. I don't think we will. We're still unbeaten in all comps this season. I don't think.
Sure.
I don't think we're going to lose to West Ham. I could see a draw. I don't think so, though. Yeah, I don't think so.
All right.
I see Liverpool by a scoreline of 3-1.
Right, we'll call it a draw.
Is that how 3-1 is?
Yeah. Cool. I think that's all we have for you guys this week. If y'all have any predictions or anything of note that you'd like to talk to us about, or you'd like us to talk about in other leagues, then we have 2 things we're missing on. Dean Watch.
Hey, Dean Watch.
Dean Watch. Actually, bing, bing, bing. There's not much Dean to talk about this week.
No, he was in charge of the Liverpool-Brighton match. He didn't do really much of anything except watch some lads kick a ball about and then not card a bunch of tackles and then, make up for it in the last 5 minutes. Classic Dean.
Classic Dean.
So,
Dean Watch.
The other thing, Sunderland are into the quarterfinals.
Oh, they are in
the EFL Cup.
Yep.
They beat QPR. QPR?
Did we not talk about that last week?
We may have, but I'm just excited. They're in the quarterfinals of the EFL Cup.
I think that had just finished.
I think it had.
Yeah. We talked about that.
QPR, and they won on penalties.
They won on pens.
QPR were awful in penalties, but nonetheless, Sunderland they're making a comeback.
I hope so, man.
They're going to come back. I want to see them back in the championship, and I want to see them back in the Prem.
Yep.
And then I want to see another season or 10 of Sunderland till I die.
Yep.
Because I want to die.
Sunderland are...
They're in 5th?
Yeah, which that's a playoff spot.
In League One? Yeah.
For a promotion.
There you go.
Yeah.
Behind Plymouth, Wigan, Wickham, and Rotherham.
Rotherham. They're only 5 points off the... Honestly, they're 5 points off top spot with 2 games in hand.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Come on, Sunderland.
So, yeah, let's go.
So if you guys...
Sunderland, Howay the lads!
Howay the lads! If you guys happen to be a
Sutherland? Like Kiefer Sutherland? If you happen to be a Kiefer Sutherland fan...
Also that.
Let us know what your favorite season of 24 is.
Yeah. And if you happen to be a Sutherland fan...
God!
Sunderland fan.
That's no!
I have to do this. If you happen to be a Sunderland fan, good lord, comment about Sunderland and Keys. Goodbye.
You know what? You turn it off.
I only know how to turn it on.
All right.